Okay guys, welcome back. So I am going to make a little video, a primer here on cultivation, and watch Gary McDonald. He has videos like this that are far more depth oriented, but I am going to make a little one to try and help you guys that are cultivating the first time that don't have 2 hours to listen to Gary McDonald. So first thing that's happening, Dane is checking the air in the tires. We need to get the air in the tires uniform. That will save headaches later on. The next thing that I'm going to do at the back here is I am on flat concrete, and I am going to make sure the height of the lift arms are equal side to side. So it's a little bit hard to read there, but I'm at about 14 1/4. And I am at 14 1/2 on that side. So you think that 1/4 inch of adjustment doesn't bother you in the 3-point arms, but when you take that 1/4 inch of adjustment there and you magnify it out here, either 6 row or 8 row or 12 row, you magnify that into the toolbar. By the time you get out here, the 8 to 10 foot out here, that 1/4 inch suddenly becomes several inches, and that will make your cultivator pull irregularly. So the very first thing before we go to the field, we check the air in the tires and we level the 3-point. So Dane is working on the back tire there. What was the PSI at, Dane?
14.
14. Yeah, that tire has a slow leak. So they should have been set at about 18, and that 4 PSI, you don't catch it unless you have a gauge. So this tire here, I love my radial tires. Max load on this tire is theoretically 23 PSI. You can run it as low as, if you were ground engaging and really pulling, you might be down in the 12 to 14 range where the tire was at. But when we're cultivating, we want the tire to be relatively firm. And so this 23 max PSI tire, we're gonna put it at 20 PSI. And we did the same thing on the front. If you want your tractor to ride nice and floaty, you would have it at 34, but those are 8-ply tires, and so they are at 44 PSI. Okay guys, Dane is doing the fun job of greasing there. While he was greasing, I did this. So we do have, that's steel wool. We do have clay soils, and I do want the soil to flow through the shanks there. I have polished all those shanks with a cut brush, and if there was a burr on them, I took it off with an angle grinder with a sanding disc. But by doing that and having it cleaned off last year before I put it away, I just touched them a little bit with steel wool. Obviously Dane is greasing it. I look at all the shovels, and this is a very important item here. I am on concrete, and now is the time for me to level the toolbar. And so it needs to be straight with the ground, and I'm looking at it here. I'm trying to hold the phone kind of level with the concrete, but I'm showing you there, we would change the top link to get this to be square to the ground, the toolbar. And looks like it's pretty square. And so just continue on with all of the other little items that you have to check. Reach down there with your foot, spin your gauge wheels, make sure there's no bearings out there. And since I keep my cultivators in pretty good condition, they all look to be in real good shape. And so just do a little preventative maintenance before you go to the field. Trust me, it will save you headache later. Okay guys, I'm gonna try and film here a little bit where I'm running. And I'm gonna put the camera on the holder in a bit, but I want you to see what the speed is and what the conditions are. Whoops, got off a little bit there. So we are running along at a real nice speed, and I am doing something that I have not done before. And we'll talk about it here when I put the camera up on the holder, but probably be just about as easy to clutch here. There's a rock banging that I picked up. Anyway, so we are moving along real nice. Let me show you where I've already gone over there. The soil is laying up so nice. We are running along. The speed is about 6 miles an hour. And we are running along with the rolling shield cultivator. So I'm going to insert a picture here to show you where the rolling shields are running. So we are doing the first pass, and we are at day 12. We're on the corn. The thing that I have not done before on this first pass is I have my speed significantly higher. I am usually running at 4, maybe 4.5, but I push that up to about 6 miles per hour. And the rolling shields are in effect lifted up. Just the very tips of the rolling shields are touching the ground. And the reason for that is to keep them turning. You want to keep them turning so that if there is a clod there, they're able to flip the clod out of the way. In one of my previous videos, I showed you cultivating corn. Well, I've often showed you cultivating corn, but usually it was at day 13, 14, 15, 16, and it was usually with the shields all the way down. This year, the moisture and the interval, the temperature, everything has just conspired to make this corn explode in development. And I did plant the corn thick. It is planted a little over 30,000. Planted late like this, I don't mind killing a few corn plants. That's not going to hurt me. And so we have those rolling shields up, and the soil is mellow, and it's laying in around the corn plants so nicely. You couldn't ask for nicer conditions to cultivate. The speed is very nice. It's going to allow me to probably do maybe 30 acres in a day, which is nice. That slower speed kind of hampers your productivity. But it's going to allow me to do something here, and that is really clean the corn up with the first pass, laying the dirt in just perfect, entirely cleaning the corn. So barring some crazy change in the weather, it's pretty easy to project that this cornfield will be a 2-pass cornfield with the cultivator. We did the rotary hoe, I showed you a clip of that, clear running in the heat. But then we had this extended period of little showers. And anyway, I cleaned the corn up nice here. I'll probably walk away for a week and a half. And then I will probably be back with the aggressive Danish hind, and I will do one more pass, and the corn will be set for the year. So if I can do weed control with 3 passes across the field, I'm doing good. I like that. And if I can do them at a higher rate of speed so that I'm actually accomplishing something, that is a big plus. So we are cautiously optimistic. I will keep running here. When I came to the field, I had Dane come out here with me and help set it up. And you know, I didn't really need help setting up. What I needed was Dane to learn the sequence that I go through when I'm setting up the cultivator, so that someday, you know, he can make these decisions. But the first thing we did was we got, you know, the toolbar set at the approximate height whereby the trailing arms that actually run the row units, that they are level. That's the first thing we did. Then the second thing we did is when you change the toolbar height, you change the height of the rolling shields. So we got that set to where the rolling shields were fully engaged with the soil, the way that I would typically cultivate. And then we ran a little bit, and then we adjusted my side mirrors so that I could see down very well in the mirrors. When I'm driving forward, I can look in my right mirror and see my two outside rows, and I can look in my left mirror and see my two left rows. And then we did a little bit of forward motion to make sure that the cultivator was tracking true behind the tractor, you know, what I've talked about before, looking down at your top link in relation to your drawbar. But he stayed with me, and we got it set up. And then he left, and I did a round, and then I figured out that the corn, the soil is so mellow, and the corn is so big at day 12, that I could push more dirt into the row. And so that was when I lifted the rolling shields so that just the tips of the rolling shields are contacting the ground. The rolling shields are allowing dirt to fly underneath them, or not fly, roll underneath them. So things are good. We'll keep running here. And that will probably be the end of the corn cultivation tutorials for this year.